Hey guys, welcome back to Tower of God, a new world. In today's video, this is my day 2 update. We're probably about 2.5 days in. I just woke up, so if my voice sounds like shit and I look average, that is why. But I wanted to make this video as soon as I got up because I wanted to give you the progress. We've done pretty decently, and the one thing I want to show you first of all is, so we're 2.5 days into this account, and we've done 200, if we go to the achievements, we've done 210 summons, because the first 10 that you do on the tutorial pool doesn't count towards your pity. So if I look for it here, you can see we're at 210 of 240 summons on the mission. We have already saved up 100, I think that's over 200 summons. So later on today, when we get the new character, we're gonna have a massive summon session, another 200. Hopefully we can keep the rates up and get a few copies of her. Now, we've progressed in campaign to 10-36. Now, over the next day, I don't expect to progress this very much at all. The reason being is to progress now on this account, maybe it changes once I get my Hua to 10 exclusive equipment, because she'll start getting those shields more often. But at the moment, I've been having to manual pretty much every stage, just because Zahard removing the shield when he ults is basically killing my Hua. Unfortunately, there's no other way to do it. If I had a Mashni, yes, I would 100% use her. Hopefully we do pull a copy. But the unfortunate thing is, if we jump in, if I leave it on auto and I get the shield up and then Zahard ults, he strips all the shields on the field. So it's just killing my Hua. So I've been playing it on manual on my phone, using the Zahard in the middle, and then my other thing is just spamming everyone else's abilities. I wish there was a toggle for each character to say whether you want them to be used auto or manual. That would be super helpful. In a situation like this where Zahard dies, it's not always the worst thing. And once again, I have still been playing with the camera on the entire time, because the camera is just simply OP. And that's pretty much the way we've been doing it. So sometimes if Zahard dies, we have little chance, but obviously if he dies, I lose the damage and I don't get the kills, because we are against water enemies in this one. So this is where I'm kind of stuck. But the reason is, I'm not going to be able to manually play too much, because we've got the update, which I'll do summons for on this account. Maybe that'll get me some progression, that'll make me able to auto, we'll see. But then we've also got Black Clover getting an update with new banners, so I'll be doing some summons over there. And then we've got Honkai Star Rail with a new update. So every game that I play is getting busy, so I won't be able to manual as much, but that is where we're at. I'm pretty happy with it. I will try and squeeze through into chapter 11, maybe chapter 12, see how we go, if we can get some progression in there. Now, when you look at my levels, when we look at the Shinsu link, I did manage to pop into the 121 range, which really helps. So before, when I was pushing this, we were at about a 3x deficit. We've dropped to a bit of a lower deficit now with the 101 and 121 level, but still kind of struggling, just because we are against those water enemies, which while I don't have the accuracy either on her yet, so I haven't invested that accuracy, just purely because I'm waiting to see how my summons go. Because if we go to her report, you can see we got the evasion, which is nice. We do have a ton of gifts. I don't know if we could get there, so we could gift her up to the accuracy, but obviously we're planning to get the new chick, Iwa, and I want to see if I can get decent dupes on her to add her into the team as a carry. So I'm holding out on getting the accuracy on my Hua. Also, once again, mentioning this, once I get this, it'll be huge. How many do I need? I'm at 33, so if you look at this as well, and if you're wondering how I got so many levels, I mentioned it yesterday, all the resources from the event and stuff like that, I essentially what I always recommend in my beginner's guides, you push as far as you can till you're just stuck, you use a minimal amount of your experience or whatever that you have in your bag, use that, then you progress a little bit more until you're stuck again, use a little bit more, progress a little bit more, and that is the system that I always use to maximize the efficiency on both my instant clear, instant wipe here, which I used all of them as well. Which I'm not going to recommend to people, because I know some people don't like it, but for this early stage, I like getting that boost in experience and leveling my account as fast as possible. Now, when we take a look, the other thing is in the ranker arena, let's see. There's another 12. Does that get me there? I'm hanging out. I want to do anything to get this Hua to her 10 exclusive equipment. If we go to the arena store, we're at 37. Oh, blood. We are so close to getting her to that exclusive equipment, but we're just not quite there. If we look at rankings at the moment for this one, let's take a look. Leader's only in 12-23. Dude, if I get some lucky pulls, we could potentially push like I feel like we could push top 5. Like, these guys are only 20 stages away from me. Dude, this could be a fun... Dude, I got too much of a busy day, guys. Too much of a busy day. But that's where we're at. As for the trial, I haven't done my mock battle yet. Waiting to do that. Trial, once again, waiting on the faction ones to unlock because those are good resources. I haven't really pushed this too hard yet, so I should be just still in auto phase. I've been focusing on the campaign. Last night I was trying to get into chapter 11, but unfortunately I fell asleep. Not gonna lie, manualing got tedious. Manualing with Zahad got super tedious, but I think we're still cruising here in the trial, which is a handy thing for me. But yeah, honestly, Hua, she can snowball so hard. Yes, she struggles a little bit against the blue units, which is to be expected. But in general, I think she's a fantastic first carry. Especially if you had Data Mashni instead of Zahad. She becomes an absolute monster. And once again, especially if you have her 10 exclusive equipment, I can't wait for that. When I get the spam refreshing of her shield. Ooh, let's get the 200 reds. Actually, I've really got to push the tower to get more of those things. The other thing that I did do, I probably dumped, I'm going to say between 5 and 10k gems into refreshing in the event. Whether that's a smart decision, I'll let you guys tell me. But I just wanted to get some of those resources, so I got myself a truckload of those gifts, which allowed me to max out Zahad because one of those gifts was beneficial for him, and get to the evasion buff on my Hua, which I found to be very beneficial. So that's the first thing I did. The other thing I did is I bought all the basic exclusive equipment enhancers, all the experience. I think I bought all the gold things as well, and then I'll jump in and show you. I bought all the green upgrades for the whatchamacallit, what's the thing in growth? The Tri-Essence facility. So if you look at my dexterity one, we are pretty well progressed and working our way along, because I bought all the ones from that event shop, because I just figured with Ihua coming, she is a ranger, I'm pretty sure, unless I messed that up, and getting her is going to be fantastic if I can have this upgrade as far as possible. Unfortunately, a bunch of the upgrades were horrible. This one got good on the accuracy. We got an A on that one, so that was pretty nice. But the rest of the sub rolls have been pretty average. I don't think we've had another A roll. So that's where we're at there. But like I said, that event, I don't know whether it was the smartest decision, but I dumped a ton of gems into the 120 refreshes because I only had 2 days of this event essentially, but I wanted to buy out so much. So like I got all the experience here. I got all of these ones. I would have picked up these ones as well, but you know, it's just becoming too expensive. And the one that I really need for Hua is going to be the first one. And once again, I don't know, maybe I do need the second one for Ihua, but I'm not going to have the resources. We're too strapped. So we'll have to wait and see. But as you can see, I picked up a bunch of gifts. We picked up 90, no, what did we pick up? 24 of these, 16 of these, 96 of these. And then we picked up the full 25 of these bad boys. Like I said, just getting that progression. I value in the early game, if you get a good account, and this is why I like rerolling, if I get a good account and I'm well set up, then I feel like I can spend diamonds on refreshes and stuff like that, because I'm not as reliant on, you know, needing the heroes as much. Obviously, getting more heroes is always going to be valuable on any account, but if I get myself to a good start, like my Hua on this one, then I can just focus on progressing levels and other things as opposed to just getting new characters or getting dupes of characters. So that's sort of where we're at. Now, I don't know where I got... Oh, yeah, these two. So I got a universal stone, and I also got the Dark Stone, and that's where I got those two from. Honestly, pretty decent pulls from those two, getting these two units. Rachel, I really won't use for a very long time. She's more of a damage dealing option. Sometimes her tech swirls are really handy for grouping, but besides that, she'll stay on the bench. But Narei was a really good pickup from the Purple Stone. I was happy to get her and get that progression, but... that's where we're looking at. Like I said, we're going to have summons later on. Hopefully, we can get some luck. We're going to 200, so I'm really crossing my fingers that we can get that Data Mashni, which will really change the account, because Zahad stealing the shields is just not optimal for me at this stage. And then also, obviously, we're going for Ihua, the new chick, which I think she's going to be a monster. I could be wrong, but I'm happy to take the bullet if she's bad and just go ahead and pull for her anyway. Plus, on this account, let's face it, I've had the godliest god tier of luck so far in the first 200 pulls, so I'm probably going to get nothing in the next 200, but we will wait and see. The one good thing is I will put her primary wishlist spot, which means hopefully I can pull 2 copies. We need 3, don't we? Hopefully I can pull 2, and then I can get one from the selector, and then that will get me an extra free copy from her event. So hopefully I can get her to at least 3 green star. Ideally, I want to get 3 blue star, but you know, RNG will be RNG, and we'll see how we go. Probably the smart decision would be to leave Hua in there to get her to like 4 orange, but new character, it's fun. We'll see how we go. Anyway, I'll be back in probably, when is it, like 8 to 12 hours when we get the new character for summons. Anyway, guys, as always, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.